Does it? Well, I brought out my little one of my little stoves with the ever new titanium stove, and what I didn't check bringing that out, for some reason it doesn't seem to sit on there quite right, so I've had to drop the stove down a bit and just leave it on there, otherwise that would be a precarious balancing act, as it were, and I don't want to lose my water because I need to have a brew, you know. So I've just come out. You probably, you know, for you observant ones, I've got my different Tarahumara pack at the moment. That's really because I've got 2 trips out today, so I'm meeting up with some people later on, so I thought I'd take advantage, get up here early, do a little bit of filming, chill out, have a brew on my own and that sort of thing. And then in the afternoon I'm meeting up with some other folks for a camp up somewhere in the vicinity of this woodland. So yeah, a bit windy at the minute, not bad, you know what I mean. It's not where my spider senses go up and it's like, no, time to go home, because I won't do that anymore. Certainly won't try not to camp in woodlands when it's too windy. Rain, I'm not fussed about that, it's just the wind that does me, and it's a little bit drizzly and that, but it's alright, you know. Right, these little bottles of pucker, I want to shout out to me bitch boy, Tree Climber Cartel. He puffs on the old vapes, and these are the bottles. Obviously he doesn't puff on methylated spirits, or at least I don't think he does, and he basically gave me some of these bottles. They're brilliant with the nozzles. Take it off, and they're a little bit more of, you know, for a directional spout, as it were. The only thing is, it for me personally, it's a little bit of a bulky bottle, but it'd be great if it was maybe just a tad smaller and the nozzle was a bit down, you know, whatever. But yeah, brilliant. So thank you, and shout out to you, son. It's doing the job though. Getting the water warm. Bad sort of planning on my behalf, isn't it? But it still works. Hey ho. The other kit for later. I'm going to sleep in my my Dutch Army poncho tonight again. I want to set it up like a plough point. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to bring this one window one out as well at some point and use it as well as just a shelter, see what it's like. I know when Chris used his, but we used it at his place and he's got really condensated, but then again it can get like that over there at his site. But I think in the woods it'd be a little bit different. Won't get as condensated up because you've got the river and that there, or the big lake where it is, and obviously the climate, the microclimate's a little bit different. But certainly for a you know, just at the moment, just using it as a little shelter to bring out for the day in a pack, and it packs down so small. Yeah, I think I might yeah, try this out as well. Just the fact that it's nice and small for my setup in my Tamahara pack. Right, let's do a little loadout of what I've got in this day sack here. So obviously got my shelter, got one of my mats from Mr. Fry's, got a day sack cover on it. This is my Hydro 30 by Karrimor. Apparently you can't get hold of these anymore, they're like rocking horse poo. So what I do is got my hatchet. I've actually made a modification to this pack, and I've just got a strap on there. So I can basically put the hatchet on, run it through there, or if I'm really in public places, I'll turn it around the other way and slide it up there so it's hidden away. Okay. These come with 2 hip pockets. So in the left one, left for life. Okay, left for life. That's your first aid kit and anything else you feel necessary to go in there. So I've got like a bivvy bag. This one's by Sierra Madre. Got a packet of Biscoff biscuits, something nice and sweet, so if you've sort of, you know, all of a sudden think you're going to go into shock and everything else, or if you're just feeling a bit, run down or a bit perplexed after a situation, then at least you've got something to eat that's quite sweet. Whistle, I've got a whistle in my pocket as well, but keep extra. Siloom stick, break that can be used as an indicator, obviously, if it's in the dark, and also you can spin it round. So I've got a couple of them in there as well. Oh, I didn't realise I got a second packet of Biscoffies, and these ones are the ones with the chocolate on, so they're even better. And then a first aid kit. Simple. Alright, so remember that, left for life. And that way, put your first aid kit in there. In the left side of your pocket, I've got a first aid kit in my left pocket, in my mat pocket, plus one on the left side, indicated with a red cross. Pouch on the other side, just some firelighting stuff. So I've got some saturated cotton wool in there and some wax discs. And then in there, just another fire lighting kit with birch bark, a lighter, and so on and so forth in there. This was an old makeup bag that Mrs. C gave me. You've got 2 zip pockets on the front there as well. I've got nothing in that one at the moment. But in this one, oh I lie, turn it round, I got it the other way round. So in this one I've got my, this is the Silky Saw, this is one of them Outback range that they do. This is the Gone Boy. Got it, because obviously it's brown, I've got a piece of paracord on there that's now just come undone and I've just lost. So let's do that overhand knot back up on there. Okay, and then as I say, in this one I've got nothing. And then you've got the main compartment. There is a zip, there is a separate zip bit here for putting a hydration bag in for something like that. I haven't got nothing in there at the moment. In mine I've simply got my stove and fuel bottle, which you've seen, a cup, brew kit, wipes. In there is a quilted gillet with a hood, big pouch of food, fish, all sorts in there, protein, meals and all sorts. There's quite a lot of stacked up calories in there. I've got stuck out for the night. Obviously I've got a the pot, bottle, Pathfinder one, the officer's Swiss one, or whatever. And then that's it. Oh, and then the other final thing as well, you've got mesh pockets here on the outside. And in this one I've got an extra bottle of water, so it's a pilot's bottle, one of them. Quite good, you can stick that in your pocket if you really want. And then on this side, in this one, it's just my continued project of doing the reed mace cordage. So I've got a load of cordage there, and that is it. All right. I suppose I could stick a little soil filter in there or something like that, just to you know, if I need to purify some water or something. But other than that, that is it. So that's all there is in that pack. This is just a cheap day sack cover that goes over obviously that pack and my Tamahara pack. And then what I've done is literally sewn on a piece of Velcro patch, and then on there is one of these little reflective sort of indicators that you use at night. Just illuminates up in the dark at night. I used to use that pack a lot when I used to do Duke of Edinburgh's award, when I was working with young people and stuff like that. And if I was having to go out and check groups, see how they're doing, make sure they're not lost or geographically challenged, as I used to like to call it, I would take that pack and I would have everything in there for, you know, sort of like for me. And then obviously if there was a little bit of a situation, I'd have enough gear in there because I need to be able to run with that pack on my back, and so I had to keep it as, you know, as reasonably light as possible, and I had to obviously be a little bit frugal about what I carried. But it also needed to be practical gear for, you know, if the situation became a bit naughty, which it didn't, so fortunately enough that was good. But yeah, now there's a video, I'll put a link in the description. Joe O'Leary, he's done a great video on a pack that he's made. You know, that one's just mine, and I've got some of my ideas from Joe. So I'll stick a link in the description, and do yourself a favour, go over and watch that video because it's really good, and you'll see some of his handiwork, the stuff that he makes, especially the pack that he's got. So right. And because with this one wing thing, because I only set it up in one configuration, obviously I'll carry a ridgeline with one toggle on it, the pegs, and obviously the actual poncho, and then with the apex near the top, when I pull it out, that's obviously the first thing I'll grab then to put it onto the toggle, and it's all there. It's just a nice composite little shelter. especially for the day. Obviously I can just stick it away in my pack. Give you a quick shout out to Dave Fryers. Yeah, he makes these mats. These are one of his old ones. The new ones you'll see that I carry in my Tamahara pack. It's got the orange on the inside and the brown on the outer, and I can't recommend them enough. You know, just to bring out as a ground sheet if I'm out for the day, or if I want something just to lay kit on and all the rest of it. I certainly can't recommend these enough. Absolutely great bit of kit. Rolls up and then just packs away in my pack nicely. Really good. So I've come into another little bit of woodland, and my plan is I want to get away from the wind really, so I can just sit down and do a little bit more of lengthening my reed mace cordage. And I'm just trying to find a spot now with a fallen log of sorts for me to park my backside and have a little plat, as it were. Sort of log chair there with backrest. There's lots of different woods in here. There's birch, there's ash, there's chestnut, but there's also one in here that I really like, and that's the, let's bring the camera out, and that's the hornbeam. The hornbeam apparently was nicknamed or called in folklore ironwood because it's really a hard wood. Apparently they used to, if you read in books, it tells you that they used to use it on spindles, on watermills and stuff like that. So quite a very, very strong wood. Is it as strong as oak? I don't know, but you know, for some reason I'm kind of quite always pulled to hornbeam. I like it. I've carved a few spoons out of it in the past, as well as cherry. Cherry's my favourite whitewood for carving, I must admit, out of probably all of them. But yeah, hornbeam for some reason. There's quite a lot of it in here, but what I'll do is I'll show you the pattern on the tree, and the leaves don't look dissimilar to beech, especially when they're withered. Right, so there's the leaves, and when they're withering up they don't look dissimilar to beech, I don't think. And then if we look at the bark close up, look at the tree bark quite close, it's got those patterns in it. I've been in woodlands where there's hornbeam in the spring, and like the early spring when you go and tap birch trees and so on and so forth. I've actually been in the woods where hornbeam is, and I've seen the sap sort of running off the end of the buds, literally dripping off. But I don't know if it's something that you can actually drink. I'm sure it can't be dissimilar to, you know, when you tap a birch tree, draw that sap out and then drink it. If anyone knows if they've done hornbeam, then I'm all ears. I'll be really interested to know about that one, because I've never tried it, but just, yeah, I've seen loads of it. I've never even gone up and sort of like dipped my finger in it and tried it. I really haven't. I remember back in the day I did have a little Google, you know, use my Google food skills, but I couldn't really find anything. But if anyone's actually had any, rather than reading it, I've actually had some actual practical experience of trying it, of tapping a hornbeam and drinking the sap. As I say, I'll be all ears. Behind me there was a sort of like a suitable stump, but it's right near the path. I probably look like a little elf sitting on a lump of fly garrick, but in this case it would be just some lump sitting on top of a stump. A lump sitting on top of a stump. So anyway, I found one by looks. That'll do. Just off the path, get the mat out, and then have a little go. stump's quite rotten on the inside. I was actually expecting my backside to go through it, for me to have my legs up in the air like I've fallen down the toilet. There's some old hornbeam fruits, not to be confused with maple or sycamore. See, they've got like the 3 fingers, almost like their middle one's giving you the middle finger, isn't it? Just a fault if Paul Nub did trees. Some more thornberries still hanging about. Make jelly out of these, and you don't get a lot of flesh in them really, because look what's in the middle. You've got a pip in the middle. Mostly got rid of that pip. There's actually 2 pips in there. Bloody hell, no there ain't, it's 3. You don't get a lot of flesh on them, you need quite a lot if you want to make them into a fruit leather. Normally quite high in pectin as well, so the jelly will start setting quite quickly. They're alright, I suppose. You do need quite a few of them. Well, thanks for watching that one, folks. I'm going to go head back down to my vehicle now and wait for the other folks to turn up. So if you've got this far, thanks for watching. If anyone's mucked around with that hornbeam and tapped it and it's worked for them, let me know, because I'm interested in that one. I might have a little Google again as well. It's starting to drizzle as well now. Laters.